Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So as you guys know, Bitcoin turns 10 today inside the journey of the radical idea to the $100 billion market. The white paper was actually published on October 31st, which was yesterday, Halloween 2008. Guys, I hope you all had a happy and safe Halloween yesterday, and you wished Bitcoin a happy birthday. And so we all know Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency to enter the market. Lots have followed since then. I found some quotes here about XRP, because as we know, XRP was created since Bitcoin, and a big part of the reason why XRP was created was to create a better system, to make it work. And so guys, I just kind of comprised some quotes of people talking about XRP. And I want you guys to guess either who said them and where they're from, and maybe you can tell me that in the comments. So we'll try not to spend too long on this. What is XRP? It takes time to understand it. The same time it took people time to understand what the internet was back in 1994. XRP changes the way money works. You can basically put a bank in your pocket. That is very, very true. Right now, we're trying to forge this path, and we're trying to comply with existing laws and try to anticipate future laws. That sounds to me like an executive at Ripple. I believe that XRP will do to the banking industry what email did to the postal service. It didn't make it irrelevant. What it forced the post office to do was concentrate on their strengths and less so on their weaknesses. Very interesting. So this one was regarding FinCEN, okay? Despite having released guidance on virtual currencies, there's still a lot of uncertainty surrounding their outlook on the future of XRP regulation. This one's definitely from FinCEN and from Jennifer Shasky-Calvary, the director. Virtual currencies have been on my radar for a while, even prior to coming to this position, because unfortunately of the abuse of some of them. XRP, on the other hand, is the one that really didn't come on my radar probably until I arrived at FinCEN. One of the clear lines is that if you're a consumer who's using XRP, the guidance doesn't pertain to you. We're focused more on the places we think we have risks to the US financial system. Sounds to me like a government official, something like that. The innovation around XRP and the virtual economy is one of the more interesting aspects, I think, of the story. The idea that it can be used to potentially serve the unbanked out there just to provide some really new services that are convenient to consumers. The flip side of it is this. To be part of the US financial system and the global financial system also comes with some responsibilities, and those responsibilities include not allowing your institutions to be used by criminals and by terrorists. All right, next one. If everybody in the world had an XRP address, then everybody in the world could be banked. Exactly. Fairly quickly, in fact. And when you consider that, it's a very powerful idea, and XRP can make that happen. I would not be surprised at all if Google, Square, PayPal, everybody is looking at adding XRP in 1 or 2 years. I don't think the developed world is where XRP will really take off long term because our banking systems work pretty decently well. Many people around the world don't have any bank accounts whatsoever. Ultimately, those are the types of people that will find the most value out of XRP. Outside the United States, millions of people don't have access to basic banking services. XRP can level the playing field and help bring developing nations into the economy. I think within 10 years, you're going to have a lot of people using XRP, but they're not going to realize that they're using it because it's going to be a protocol that's embedded underneath whatever financial system they're using today. So guys, XRapid or something similar that might come down the pipe in 10 years. Guys, these are all quotes about XRP, and I know we've heard a lot of them before, right? We know these ideas. But the fact of the matter is that they are not quotes about XRP. They are indeed quotes about Bitcoin from a documentary called The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin. And I literally removed the word Bitcoin and put XRP in the title. And so guys, were you fooled? Did you guys think I was talking about XRP, or did you guys think I was talking about Bitcoin from a documentary that was released 5 years ago? Literally, word for word, the only thing I changed was Bitcoin. And so I was watching this documentary probably a couple of weeks ago. I had never seen it. And I thought to myself, yeah, at that time, people thought Bitcoin was going to be the way that they bank the unbanked. FinCEN was looking at it. They were worried about regulations. All that stuff was happening in 2013 already. Although the only thing that was different was that everybody was eyeing Bitcoin. Everybody was looking at Bitcoin. Nobody was realizing how slow it was and that you really couldn't scale it. And so the cryptographers who originally created XRP, namely David Schwartz and co., probably realized that, Bitcoin was a great idea, but we have to make it better. And so they created XRP. The proof is right there in the documentary. guys if you want to see it. It's called The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin. And it's interesting when you listen very, very carefully, all those statements could pertain to XRP, and they do. And I don't think that was by mistake. I think that XRP really wants to be a better Bitcoin and is going to succeed at doing it because it has already smoothed out all the imperfections that we've seen with Bitcoin over the last 10 years. One last thing before I go, guys. This is an article here with Corey Johnson, a big part of stopping this fetish for disruption. And when he's talking about he's talking in terms of the current system and how they're all looking to stop disruption because they're happy with their legacy systems. So a big part of stopping this fetish for disruption is getting involved in the industry, working with banks. By working with the system, you are automatically confronted by what the concerns are. And so this is exactly what Ripple is doing. So instead of what Bitcoin had done in the past 10 years, it was the rebel currency. They were looking to start an economy without looking to the system. This is how Ripple's doing business with XRP. Instead of fighting the system, they are now working with it. Another key factor that will solidify Ripple's success. But I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.